And Central's like, oh, you know them? Oh, they gonna enjoy these missiles with built-in switches in them. And bro sends missiles to blow up his wife and kids, dog. Now, I don't know if y'all been seeing, but the term YN has been going crazy on social media. And you know, it literally means young. But yeah, now it's just used to describe anybody who's in thug or shiesty activity. Now, last video talked about the YNs of anime, but now I think it's time we talk about some of the YNs of fiction in general. And I got some characters we gonna put on trial, and I got scenes to talk about. And then after that, we gonna rank them from bronze to Hall of Fame YN badge. You know, since I'm holding off on the YNs of anime part 2, I'll briefly talk about a YN that transcends anime and American shows, and that would be the one and only Broly. Now, at this point, I think everybody and their mama knows who Broly is, because this man's menace activity throughout the years was something vicious. He's the final boss of because I don't care. Now, if you don't know Broly's origin story, the whole reason he's a menace is because this man Goku was crying and annoying him while he was a baby, bruh. And he was just born a natural tweaker. He not all that there in the head, y'all. But boy, was he moving crazy in this first movie, gang. Like, his own pops knew he was a legendary YN. He gave bro a crown to suppress his shiestiness and everything. But of course, it ain't work on our boy bro, because after he broke out this mind control, the fade he was handing out, the whole Saiyan lineage was something different, bruh. Like, he was hitting it with every DBZ violation in the book. Face palms, clotheslines, stomping and jumping on people. Like, what even is this, bruh? It was really just WrestleMania with this dude. And just like every other YN, that's what made Broly so dangerous. He had nothing to lose. Like, I knew it was over when I seen he had a switch on his key blast, bruh. And don't get me started on that second movie, because right out the gate, bro was looking for smoke. And he decided to whoop on Videl, because he said those hands were E for everyone. But yeah, luckily Goten and Trunks put up to save him from the abuse, but he started aggroing on them anyway. And he was beating on these little kids, dog. And when Gohan pulled up to help them, he started beating on Gohan too. It was a never-ending cycle. Like, bro really had animosity and hatred flowing through his veins, bro. And I'm gonna leave it there, because I might have a whole video for Broly. Hall of Fame YN badge, of course. Moving on. Now, if we're talking in terms of a real YN, it's only right I mentioned Franklin Saint. And for those who haven't watched the show Snowfall, Franklin Saint was this young black kid who ended up getting involved in selling cocaine, and he became this kingpin drug lord, killer dude, you know what I'm saying? He was really about that life, man. But you know me, I like to get demonstrations, so let's talk about this first scene. So for some context, one of Franklin's crack houses was kind of moving slow on business, so he went to check it out himself. And can we just appreciate how smooth he walked into this building? I might be glazing, I'm not gonna lie. And now when Franklin gets in the house, he immediately starts commanding people, basically bossing everybody around. And on top of that, he was cooking what they had going on. Well, not cooking, but he was roasting everything. He was basically like, hey man, y'all cooking that weak stuff in here. Ain't nobody getting no high off of none of this. Because remember, they were cooking cocaine. But yeah, that's besides the point. And so eventually somebody was like, who invited this? And one of the dudes explained that he was sent from a higher up or whatever. But we know what this is Franklin Saint. And apparently the dude running the crack house did also. Because he was like, hey man, you not gonna walk in here cooking my cooking. I don't care if you was the king of the young. And yeah, this seemingly ended up sparking something within Franklin Saint, because this man just did. I'm just gonna play the clip, bro.
Said you wanted to cook, didn't you?
And you know, I feel like this was a tad bit extreme. I feel like, don't talk to me like that. Let's do better next time would have sufficed. But then again, I'm not the king YN. And yeah, then Franklin proceeded to crash out and yell at everybody, basically scaring everybody out the crib. But hey, all I know is if I got done like that, I'm grabbing a switch, dropping a diss track, something. But yeah, I don't want to spoil any more of the show, because apparently a lot of people haven't watched this. So let's just rank him. He has a drug business, kills people. You know what? I'm gonna give him gold, because he's a little more level-headed than a lot of these YNs. Moving on. Now, the Boondocks is a show that displays a lot of this YN activity, but I want to talk about Lamilton and Riley Freeman. But let's just get this demon of a child, Lamilton, out the way. Now, Lamilton was a character in the Boondocks based off a real-life child, but bro IRL don't compare to the one in the Boondocks. So the first thing we see, bro, he driving a stolen whip with Riley in the passenger seat next to him. And by driving, this man is just turning the wheel and pressing the gas, bro. He wilding out right now, gang, endangering the lives of men. And so bro ends up crashing through a fence, and Riley like, hey, we done driving around, right? And this young Lamilton just like, nah. So bro continues to go play bumper cars in the street until 12 is chasing him, and he has no intention of pulling over. And people, while this is happening, we getting clips of his post-chase interview, and bro does not care at all. And yeah, eventually he does end up crashing, and he just smoking his cig outside with 12 around him, acting like nothing happened. And that's not the end of his wild displays, because in the next scene, he was caught in 4K beating up his grandma in the store because she didn't want to get him some chicken, bro. And then when they interviewed bro, he stood on 10 toes. He was like, yeah, I beat my grandma up because she didn't want to buy me no chicken. Like, at this point, he beyond the YN category. This man has no morals whatsoever, bro. Because don't get me started on when he got his hands on a gun, bro. He was really threatening this man Riley with the blick, and then he just boomed the dog because it was barking at him. Bro was literally like, oh, this dog mad annoying, I'ma murk it. And it was on its own property, gang. And this is all we need to see, bro. Hall of Fame badge for this YN. His potential is really limitless. And moving on to Riley Freeman, I want to talk about the Santa incident. Now, as crazy as it sounds, Santa was one of Riley's ops. And so while all the other kids were going crazy waiting in the line at the mall, my boy Riley was posted up in the cut waiting to slide. And so as everybody's still glazing Santa, Riley just walks over dragging a foldable chair, and he's up to no good. Cause then bro just straight up lobs that John from deep and absolutely bodies Santa. He sent that man skidding across the ground like an anime character, bruh. And watching this bag, I don't even know how the chair changed trajectory like this to hit bro, but hey, he hit him hard. These young niggas get new abilities every day, so I ain't even tripping. So right after this critical hit, Riley spawns in a golf club and starts beating the crap out of this man Santa like he owed him money or something. And I assume these nefarious acts would have continued, but Paul Blart pulled up, forcing this man Riley to flee the scene, cause you know them YNs, they don't mess with 12. And so later that night, Riley decided he was gonna use some of his time to write Santa a heartfelt message. Well, sorta.
Dear Santa, you are a bitch ass nigga.
Hey man, at least he's riding, doing something productive.
And speaking of productive, if you watching this video and still haven't subscribed, what are you doing? It's easy. Alright, let's get to the video.
But yeah, as a true YN, Riley decides he was gonna have to spin the block cause Santa got off a little too easy. And so next time Santa was back in the mall, Riley was in the cut on go. Like, look at this man, he not playing, bruh. And so as Santa was talking to a little girl, she was like, Santa, why is there a red dot on your forehead? And it turns out this man Riley had a red beam BB gun pointed directly at this man Santa's cranium. Like my boy put up ready with a COD loadout this time. And so as Riley let off some shots, Uncle Ruckus jumped in the way in the elf costume, saving Santa. Probably on some, we can't let the precious white Santa get shot by these young. But hey, Riley was getting his get back by any means, and he started walking bro down with not one, but 2 BB guns. I told y'all this man had a COD loadout. Now as Santa was taking off, Riley wasn't far behind it. He was just terrorizing the whole mall with missed bullets until he finally had a clear shot on Santa, and as he took the deciding shot, his gun jammed, bruh. Like, come on Riley, as a YN, you know your gun can't be jamming. But regardless, this scene is a great display of some of Riley's YN nature. So I'm not gonna lie, we gonna give Riley a silver. He don't be wildin' too much, but when he wants to, he get in that mode. Now for my boy I'm finna talk about right now, we got Sid from Toy Story. And this legit was a little weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, my guy was really out here abusing and dismembering toys for sport, bruh. I don't even know if bro was a YN. He was dang near just a school threat, but y'all get the point of the video. So for starters, all the toys knew about this man Sid because of his crazy tendencies, and they would just witness the abuse to their fellow toy mates. And can we just look at the way bro was moving in this arcade? He'd need a whipping for sure. But yeah, one way or another, he ends up capturing Buzz and Woody, and he gets to his room absolutely tweaking, bruh. Like, first of all, he takes his sister's doll, locking her out the room, and then he just decapitates the thing, putting a dinosaur head on instead. And bro really had the evilness in him to show his sister, and look at her reaction, bruh. She about to have nightmares for a week about this. But I knew he had problems when bro was talking to himself in his room, pretending like he was a doctor while violating these toys, bro. He need therapy. And so the real trouble starts when this man gets a package in the mail and runs to his room to unbox this crazy rocket bomb called the Big One. And I don't even know who gave bro permission to order this, let alone pay for it, but hey, we ball. These YNs always find a way. And so as luck would have it, he decided to tape his only rocket related toy, Buzz, to the Big One. And this man Woody was absolutely stressing while my dog Buzz had to keep his default face on. And so when the day comes, he throws Woody on the grill like some seasoned steak and has Buzz ready to get sent to Narnia. But before he lights everything, he hears Woody talking about, you ain't no real young nigga, and there's a snake in my boot. And as Sid goes over to listen to Woody, all the toys just start coming alive and circling this man, and Woody's still talking like, we gon' get you, you not safe. And Sid, like any kid, starts running in the crib crying. And yeah, that's all, let's rank him. And even though Sid was a great YN for his universe, he didn't stand on business in the end. I'm giving this man bronze. Now this YN we finna talk about is from one of the greatest movies ever, The Incredibles. And I'm talking about Syndrome. Now Syndrome is definitely a strange case because his origin story of becoming a YN is pretty unique. Let's talk about it real quick. So as a kid, Lil Dude would always stream snipe Mr. Incredible, trying to be bro's sidekick. But Mr. Incredible was not going. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame bro, because this kid was high-key annoying and a D1 glazer, but that's besides the point. So one day Mr. Incredible was on a mission stopping a bomber dude, and this man Syndrome pulled up on BS per usual, talking about, hey, it's Incredible, I'm here to help. And Mr. Incredible per usual was like, I work alone, buddy, not right now. So Incredible decided he was gonna be of use and go get the police, but as he was running off, the bomber put a sticky bomb on Lil Bro. And rewatching this, he was really about to murk this little kid. And like an idiot, Syndrome leaps out the window, and Mr. Incredible grabs onto bro, trying to get the bomb off him to save him. And when he finally gets it off, it explodes these train tracks below, leading to some other problems. But of course, Mr. Incredible clutched up. Although after he sent Syndrome with the police, and now it's his biggest mistake, because these YNs don't mess with 12. And this probably triggered his YN genes, leading him to commit the acts we about to talk about. Now onto older Syndrome, bro really decided he was going to eradicate all superheroes with powers. And he really wanted his get back with Mr. Incredible. And so the first thing he pulled up on Mr. Incredible, he was on hots. He was like, hey, it's me, your biggest fan. And when Mr. Incredible was like, buddy, he just spazzed and threw him around like a rag doll. And he continued to whoop on Mr. Incredible while talking crazy until he accidentally ended up throwing bro too far, which allowed Mr. Incredible to escape and jump off this cliff into some water. And so Syndrome, being a certified YN, he had to finish the job and was like, like, oh, I got something for you, and drops a seemingly little bomb into the water with them. But after seeing this explosion, we find out this was a literal murder attempt. Like, he was trying to leave no remains, gang. This is how he was moving in the kids' movie. These young niggas transverse all media. Now, one way or another, he catches Mr. Incredible and has bro hanging up in his little lair. And he starts questioning Mr. Incredible about who he sent on a plane to come save him. And it turns out it was his wife after playing the audio. And Central's like, oh, you know them? Oh, they gonna enjoy these missiles with built-in switches in them. And bro sends missiles to blow up his wife and kids, dog. He has no regards for the ops. But once again, they survive. And then he ends up capturing the whole family after this. Bro was moving crazy. But the craziest act of menace activity gotta be his last scene. And so the Incredible family was on their way back after the last battle. And they got a voicemail from the babysitter tweaking out. But finally she was like, thank y'all for the replacement sitter y'all sent. And Elastigirl was like, we ain't sent no replacement sitter. And as they walked in the crib, Syndrome just froze all of them holding the baby like, shh, the baby's trying to sleep. Like, gang, this is wild. And so bro decided his final act of YN nature was to kidnap this child and raise him himself or something. But yeah, as we know, he had a terrible fate. But attempting this is still insane. And low-key, I gotta give Syndrome gold YN badge, bro. He was tweaking out this whole movie.
Hey, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed for real. If you haven't followed my Instagram already, go ahead and follow that. We about to hit 1,000, but nobody really cares. But subscribe if you haven't. THRUCREW 5L. God bless y'all, and we out.